Well, okay.
We're playing ping pong in the next couple of episodes right here on the ping pong table.
I'll believe it when I see it.
In the tool shed. I will challenge
I was told a
viewer to beat me in ping pong, by the way. Hey, welcome to the tool shed. We're so glad that you stopped by. I'm hanging out with my buddy Eddie, talking about playing ping pong, talking about what works. This is the tool shed where we can make every job just a little bit easier if we can work with you just a little bit, and you'll work with us just a little bit.
Yep.
And all of this beautiful setup is brought to you by Schedule Engine. This episode today is sponsored by our good friends over at Emerson. We're thankful for that. Eddie's got a really good exercise for you. We're going to deep dive on you today.
We're going to, this week we've been talking about common objections. And, you know, one of the things I've appreciated over the years is certainly learning how to make my job easier. But one of the most rewarding things about the trades is how open we all are to sharing. And so it's really rewarding. This is the part, look, don't call me at 2 in the morning and ask me how to fix an RZL zoning system. Like beep, bop, beep, no idea, terrible. But if you want to talk sometimes about the part that I think most people are going into the trades just to help fix and make people more comfortable, struggle with, it's this idea of when customers throw up what feel like objections. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it feels very much like a rejection of an idea as a rejection of us and how connected we are to our solutions that we offer. And so we're just going to talk today. We're going to take a deep dive, because that's what we do.
Yeah, that's good, you know, because sometimes we start feeling like they're only saying that because they don't understand what I do.
Yeah.
Or they're being mean by saying that, and it's not that at all.
Yeah, no, it's not. And so what we're doing is today we're going to share. You know, if you remember yesterday, we talked about having a framework. We're gonna park there for a little bit, but to understand this, we need to understand the mindset of the customer. And luckily for us, we don't have to figure this out. My rocket surgeon friend Jerry here and we geek out on this stuff, and we've read the books and the papers and the studies, and there's actually a whole school of science around this, and it's called transactional analysis, and that's just a really fancy word for conversations. It's just, there's a rhythm to conversations. And you know, if you're at a party and somebody comes up and you just get like a little weirded out by that person, that's your TA meter going off. So like, put it this way, we're all hardwired to understand transactional analysis. And here's an example. If you met somebody, if we both worked in the city and we got the same bus for a year, and every morning you said good morning and every morning I said good morning, and that was it, that would be okay. That's sort of normal. If somewhere in that you said, hey, how are you? Good. Would you like to see pictures of my vacation? All of a sudden we're like, that's weird, because that's not normal. See, with transaction analysis, there's a score that's kept. You talk about ping pong. There's a score that's kept inside everyone's head, and there's a rhythm and a meter, and there's certain things that need to happen. Like, I need to know when you're done talking, or when you want me to talk. And Jerry talks about the ping pong. I need to know when you want me to bat it back, and we do things like ask questions. What do you think? When we're done saying our bit, we say, and how does that make sense? Any question? Now they know. So this is all baked into this. And by the way, your 3-year-old is learning this. And they're learning it at school, but they're really learning it from watching how we all react. And some of us are very attuned and some of us not. So if you understand that there's a transactional counter in our head, the other thing we need to understand is what's being said and how it's being said. For many of us, I said, we feel like we're being attacked because we so closely identify our job, our role, and our why we do what we do with the solution or situation. When that gets rejected, we can feel prickly. Mm-hmm. Prickly. My wife says, you're being arsey, which is a British term. It's I think you get it, right? I don't need to unpack that.
Is that A-R-S-E?
Yeah. Oh, I think there's a Y.
Arse?
Arsey.
Okay.
You're being arsey. So here's the thing. if you understand this, then we can understand there's a framework for conversations. Then we can understand who's having the conversation, right? So there's some great study being done about 3 ego states, right? So I'm going to keep it simple. Think of it this way. I was so inspired by, I was like, I got to draw something. Jerry gets to draw everything. There's this parent, adult, child. There's a conversation that goes across the way. So when I'll explain it with Jerry, right? If I come into a conversation and Jerry greets me angrily, let's put it into work context. I show up and he's like, "You're late. Can't believe your office said you were here. They said you'd be here between such and such a call." We've all had that, right? Mm-hmm. It's a terrible way to start a call. What that does, we instantly recognize that state. That is the parental state, the control state, that like, I'm in charge, you've missed my expectation. We have 2 choices. When we are unaware and we're just in autopilot and we didn't do our get ready step and we haven't cleaned our mental filter, we tend to react instead of respond. And what we're reacting is, as a child, the parent automatically brings out the child in us. And this has nothing to do with age. So we find ourselves saying things, yeah, well, if I could have found your street easier, and then if you'd, all of a sudden, the wheels are coming off the bus. And similarly, when we present and we do all this work, and then the customer says, well, I'm not going to pay you, and we did all our upfront work, and we told them, and they're like, well, I don't think that should cost that much. And that can draw out our parent. That petulant child can draw our controlling parent. Look, we talked about this. And really what we're finding is these are all cross-purposed adversarial conversations. And that's not our goal. Regardless of who we meet on the call, whether it's the parent or the petulant child, our job is to respond as an adult. And the way we do that is by understanding that we're meeting a human in another very human moment. We've done our get ready. That's why our get ready step. You don't need it for every call, but this is why you need it. Because you need to have done the job of getting ready, cleaning your mental filter, and going, wow, I'm sorry. It seems like you're having a rough day. I just want to let you know I'm here to help. And I'm sorry if anything happened before this didn't meet your expectation. But if you can just help me, I promise we'll get you taken care of. Right? We can, again, it's not a technique. It's a human moment. And if we can validate what's happening, very often you'll see those. Every company has, quote, quote, difficult customers. And every team has someone that we send. Right?
Right.
I'm sure you know some of those guys.
Yeah.
They're not magic. They're not Harry Potter. They don't have a wand. But they do understand this, and they've learned how to decompress situations. And so
have you ever? I know some of those people, and they're amazingly good at staying as the adult.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, you can say something or anything to them, and they don't become the child. They don't become the parent. They just remain calm and talk about what we're doing. Yeah. And they are very effective at what they do. And if you can learn this trick,
oh my goodness,
sky's the limit.
The adults don't get drawn off talking points. When someone's coming at you in 100, totally get it. Remember the framework we talked about. Validate, restate your point, and ask how you want to move forward. Have that transactional analysis. Totally get it. And that does seem frustrating. Unfortunately, I can only deal with what I'm dealing with today. How would you like me to move forward? Yeah, well, you guys were here, and last time you were here, they said that. Totally understand. And I would probably be, if I was in your situation, I would probably be as frustrated as you are. And again, I can only speak to what I know, and here's what I found, here's the cost. I would love to work together, and you can tell me how you'd like me to move forward. You just don't get drawn off topic. You don't get drawn off topic. You stick to your talking points, and obviously you need to have those talking points. So that's a little bit about the framework of the conversation. And your goal is never to react. Your goal is always to respond, and that takes a beat. It takes a beat. If you find yourself going off, you're about to react, and you might be good with that, but in my case, I've never been very good at reacting. I always need to collect my thoughts. Remember, there's a human that I'm talking to that's having a bad day, and I'm there to try and help and not make it worse.
Hey, this is a really good exercise for a huddle, for a team meeting. It's a really good exercise. Pair your people into groups of 2, let one be the parent and one be the child. Like,
have fun with it.
There's so much fun that you can have with this, and this takes a minute to learn how to do. It really does.
The trick is recognizing it. And that's where the get ready step is so important. You can't just rush from call to call to call because you're bringing everything of the day with you unless you set the intention for the call mentally, which isn't any sort of new age thing. It's just you saying, okay, new call, I'm here to help, I've got my facts, I'm ready to go, and I want to help this person have a great call. Do you know how many reviews you'll get and how many of these great, honest interactions? So that's the framework. This is the ego state. There's one other thing, because every once in a while, because we've been in the real world and this is the tool shed and it looks easy and we get it. But every once in a while, there's just some people that, despite your best efforts, really are still having a bad day. And so this is where the story of, do you remember the story of Robin Hood?
Sure.
All right. What do you remember about the who were the characters in that?
Well, I remember that he robbed from the rich and gave to the poor. Is that where we're going here?
No.
I don't think so.
No. All right, let me help you. All right. So
was that the Kevin Costner movie, Robin Hood, or the real Robin Hood book, or the Robin Hood
all
and Batman?
No, that's Robin.
Robin.
Yeah. So I'll tell you my Kevin Costner story when we're done. It's super interesting. But here's the thing. There's 3 positions in every story, right? There's Robin Hood, and he was the hero. There was the evil sheriff of Nottingham. He was the baddie, right? He was the baddie. And then there was the person that needed rescue. In this case, it was Maid Marian, okay? So here's the thing about conversations and storytelling and all of that. No 2 people can occupy the same spot at any time. So when you think of conflict resolution, think of Robin Hood. Now, when we're presented with a baddie, the tendency is to puff up your chest and say, I'll be the hero, I'll fix this, and I'll just educate them. Yep. Sheriff of Nottingham wasn't too big on being educated, and you get this conflict. Mm-hmm. Now, what we could be doing is in conversations, if we take the person that needs help position, in this case, Maid Marian, if we take that position and genuinely, again, it has to be genuine. This can't be a technique. If we genuinely say, meet the person and say, I'm sorry, I was just wondering, this is a terrible situation. Like, let's say you've done something and the customer, you've tracked soot all through the house. We put your foot through the ceiling. We're joking about that. Like, it is a genuinely bad situation. If you put yourself in a position to be humble and to ask for help, there's only 2 positions left. There's the baddie and there's Robin Hood. Most people, we don't speak in absolutes here, most people, when they get the choice, when they're presented with the opportunity to be a hero, they'll take it. And so when you are in a genuine conflict and there is reason, and if you can humble yourself, if you can say sorry, if you can ask for help, and that's a key term. Could you please help me? I'd love to get this resolved so you're happy. It's important to me. Then if you can do that, most people will rise to the occasion. And that is how to deal with conflict.
That's Eddie McFarlane 101. That is such a good story. You've been on fire today and yesterday.
It's everything we have here we learn from other people, and it's just we're just stewards of the knowledge, and we're totally happy to pass it on. This is the hardest part of the job, is dealing with people, dealing with tough situations, and dealing with people that are not always having the best day. And so they're good people. They just need our help, and we need to be. You always say it best, and this is what's inspiring to me. Is you always say. They deserve
the best version of you.
The best version of you, and that's how we do it. So that's it. I was a bit of a ramble. Sorry about that, but a deep dive day, and so we're grateful that you're here. Hopefully this is helpful. If you've got any questions, or we covered a lot here in the last 15 minutes. If you want to learn more about this, we'd be happy to do a Zoom call or something. If this is something that's of value to you, that's why the Toolshed's here. We're here to make every job just a little bit more easy, and we can do that because of our good friends at Schedule Engine, the wonderful team at Emerson, and Jerry, take it away.
Hey, thanks for coming by the Toolshed today. We care about you. Be safe. Do good work. Be good in your community. See you next time.
Wahoo. Peace.